Hello and welcome to the Black Entrepreneur Blueprint Show. I am your host, Jay Jones. Black Entrepreneur Blueprint was created specifically to educate and inspire Black entrepreneurs to launch, build, and grow successful businesses. Join us as we help build an economic power base in the Black community by promoting business ownership. If you are currently an entrepreneur or want to be an entrepreneur, we invite you to join us every week here at Black Entrepreneur Blueprint.
Welcome to the Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, episode number 337. I'm your host, Jay Jones, and today we have another outstanding and informative show in store for you. Today is a special show, family, because it is the last show of 2020. And today's title is Message to the Black Entrepreneur, 14 Laws of Prosperity. Message to the Black Entrepreneur, 14 Laws of Prosperity. And I wanted to close out the year by giving you guys some tips and some laws that you need to practice to help level up your business. I'm also recording this video format, so please go to YouTube, type in Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, and it's episode number 337. So I'm looking at two different cameras here. So if you're watching this and you're wondering why I'm looking over here and over there, I have two cameras that are recording this. And now also make sure that you guys share this episode. I'm trying to make this video go viral because what I'm trying to do today, guys, is give you 14 laws of prosperity. So if you have any friends or family that are entrepreneurs or looking to become entrepreneurs, make sure you share and hit the like button with this video on YouTube. We're trying to make it go viral, family. We got some good information for you today. Also, I want to let you know this episode is a precursor to my new book with the same title, Message to the Black Entrepreneur, the 14 Laws of Prosperity. So if you want to take advantage of the pre-sale orders, this book is going to be out the first week in February. Take advantage of the pre-sale promo. Go to bebmessage.com. That's bebmessage.com. And that'll be a page and you can pre-order the book. And it also comes with a workbook and an online course. So go to bebmessage.com for the pre-order pricing, $19.95 plus free shipping. Now, that normally would just be the book, but that includes the book and also the workbook journal that's going to help you level up your business. Now, if you want additional content, we do have an online course that's coming out with this also, but just go to bebmessage.com and you'll see your different pre-order options there and take advantage of the pre-order sale, only $19.95 plus free shipping. And normally the package would be $39.95 plus free shipping because it entails the book and also the journal/workbook to help you build your business. So today, family, we're talking about Message to the Black Entrepreneur, 14 Laws of Prosperity. Now, if you're a first-time listener to the show, I just want to say welcome to the BEB family. Please stick around until the end of today's broadcast, and I'm going to share all my social media contact information and my resource links, such as the link to my new book, A New Black Wall Street, Circulating the Black Dollar Worldwide by Building Successful E-Commerce Businesses. Also, two platforms I created to help circulate dollars in the Black community, BeSmartByBlack.com and HireBlackFreelancers.com. And also, I want to remind you about the new, updated, rebranded, rebooted Black Entrepreneur Blueprint Academy, where all my online courses and tutorials are held. You get 5 days free access. Just go to bebacademy.com and I'll tell you all about that as we move forward in the show. But what I want to focus on today, family, is the message to the Black entrepreneur, the 14 laws of prosperity. And so as we move forward in 2021, there's certain things while I was thinking about this show that I wanted to get out to the BEB family at the end of the year. So I know there's a ton of information out there. There's a ton of resources out there. But like I like to do on my show, I want to give you actionable steps to move you from point A to point B. So a lot of times you'll see people up here and it's motivation and they're getting you all amped up, and then after you get amped up, you start scratching your head and say, okay, what do I do now? And Black Entrepreneur Blueprint has been based on the premise of providing actionable steps and content to help move your business from point A to point B. The whole ecosystem of Black Entrepreneur Blueprint is to build an economic power base in the Black community. That's what it's all about. Now, let's jump into today's show. Message to the Black entrepreneur, the 14 laws of prosperity. Now, once again, make sure you go to bebmessage.com and pre-order the book. But this is just a snippet of what is in the book. It's almost done right now, and it's going to drop in the first week of February. All right, law number 1, and we're talking the 14 laws of prosperity in Message to the Black Entrepreneur. You must change your mentality. You must change your mentality. So, first of all, most times we think of ourselves as consumers, when the primary way we should think of ourselves is actually as a business owner. And so there are two sides of a transaction. There's a consumer and then there's a producer. All we focus on is consuming. So if you look at the numbers, Nielsen did a report about our spending habits. So you can go to Nielsen.com and check that out. I also actually did a show on that. I believe it was episode 340 something. But just go to Black Entrepreneur Blueprint and check the episodes. And I spoke to somebody from Nielsen, and it talked about how we consume more than most ethnicities. So when it talks about luxury vehicles, luxury clothing, now we're on the lower end or the lowest on an economic scale, right? But we're spending more money on luxury items than anybody else. So law number 1, you must change your mentality from a consumer to a producer. Become an owner. Ownership gives you equity. Equity gives you economic power. So that's law number 1. Law number 2, start looking at things with a third eye. And what I mean is recognize and understand where you are in the whole economic system. Recognize and understand where you are, which is us, in the whole economic system. And once again, we're on the bottom. We're not in the middle. We're not at the top. We're on the bottom of the economic system. This whole country was built on our backs. Okay, and start looking at things with the third eye. So how are we making other people rich? Many of us just go to our job and we sit there, we do our job, but we don't put the numbers together in terms of what are you providing to this business? How are they arbitraging your work, meaning taking your hard work, paying you this much, when actually they're getting this much from it. So they're arbitraging your work, meaning they're getting more out of you than they're paying you. Because if they weren't, trust me, you wouldn't be employed. So you have to start looking at things with the third eye. My mom always says, remember the source. So when you're talking to somebody and they say something to you, remember the source. Who's telling you what? And think about why they're telling you that. Go get a good job, work at a company for 40 years, hopefully retire with a watch, right? Who's telling you that? Is the education system telling you that? Are your parents telling you that? And maybe they don't understand what's happening in the economy today. But you need to start thinking about things with your third eye and looking at them more deeply. And once again, start recognizing and understanding where you are in this whole economic system, this whole cycle. And as I said before, we're on the bottom, but the only way to rise up and get to the top, family, is by creating and building our own businesses. All right. Law number 3. Understand your true value and worth. And so as a serial entrepreneur who started over 17 different businesses, 2 multi-million-dollar businesses, and I also do coaching and training, what I found one of the biggest things was with people that want to be entrepreneurs, that are looking to transition from employee to entrepreneur, is that they don't understand their true value. And let me just break it down to you very simply. If somebody is paying you to do a job, that means you have value. I'm going to repeat that. If somebody is paying you to do a job, that means you have value. So I don't care if you're sweeping up as a janitor at a school. If somebody's paying you, that means that they value what you're doing. So instead of doing it for somebody else, you can actually take that skill and now you can use that skill to benefit yourself. So it doesn't matter what it is. So if you're serving fries at a fast food restaurant, guess what? They value your service. Now they're arbitraging you because they're paying you this much and they're making this much based off of your labor or your input into the company. But once again, understand your true value. Harness your work or your worth for your benefit. Harness your worth for your benefit as opposed to somebody else's benefit. Now, we're talking about message to the Black entrepreneur, the 14 laws of prosperity. All right, law number 4, family, and I see this all the time. So there's probably somebody out there watching this video right now that's been thinking about starting a business for the last 5 years and they haven't done a damn thing. So law of prosperity number 4, just start. Just start. It doesn't matter if you don't have your business plan all in order. It doesn't matter if everything isn't lined up. You will never know what you need to do to be successful in a business until you actually start engaging in that business. Now, I'm not saying just go out and just start something willy-nilly, but what I'm saying to you is formulate a plan. And your business plan doesn't need to be 300 pages. It could be 5 pages. It could be on a napkin, some type of plan. Because what you have to understand is your plans are never going to go directly as planned. What's going to happen is you're going to have to navigate and you'll come and find things that are going to be in your way. You're going to have to go over here to the left, go to the right, go up, go over, go under. So the thing is, no plan is foolproof. So just start. Find an easy way to make money. If you're looking to transition from employee to entrepreneur, find an easy way to make money. All right. And let me give you the easiest way to make money. And when you start making money outside of your job or whatever, it's going to feel freeing to you. So the easiest way to make money, guys, is, and I'll give you a quick story. One of my coaching students years ago, he and his wife didn't have money to start a business. They wanted to create their own brand of products. And what they did was they went into their home and they cleaned out all their stuff and they started selling their stuff on eBay. And they made a couple of $1,000s and they took that money to start their own business. So I can guarantee you 99% of you that are watching this video right now probably have a bunch of junk that you don't even use anymore that may be valuable to somebody else. So take that and sell it. And when you start seeing checks deposited into your bank account, your checking account, that aren't associated with your job, trust me, it's going to be a big difference for you. Now, that's number 4, just start. Also, I do want to give you this too. So a lot of times we have paralysis by analysis. And I've had people that I've worked with that have been researching for years and never did anything. Until you put something out into the universe, you won't know what it is because you're not getting any feedback. And I always talk about test. So if you're not a long-time listener to the podcast, go back and check out some previous episodes where I talk about testing a product, creating a minimum viable product or service without spending a lot of money to find out if your idea is going to work. All right, and we're talking about the 14 laws of prosperity, message to the Black entrepreneur. Number 5, understand how generational wealth is built. So on Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, we're talking about building an economic power base in the Black community. And in order to do that, we have to create generational wealth. As Dame Dash says, I hustle for my last name, not my first name. Okay. Now I'm going to give you DuPont. Everybody's heard of DuPont. Multinational billion-dollar conglomerate. They were actually started in France and they started out selling gunpowder. They were selling gunpowder to the French and they were selling gunpowder to the Americans. So that whole concept of building generational wealth with the DuPonts. And if you ever travel to Delaware, there's tons of DuPonts that live in Delaware, old money DuPonts, generational wealth. And it started first from a concept. Any business, any Fortune 500, Fortune 100 business starts right up here with a concept. Okay, an entrepreneur does 3 things, family: think, create, and execute. Thinking is the easiest part. Creating is a little harder. execution is the hardest. But in order to build generational wealth, you got to understand that it takes time and it starts with the concept. So selling gunpowder to the French and Americans probably didn't seem like it would create generational wealth for the DuPonts. But hundreds of years later, that's what it did. So number 5, understand how generational wealth is built. Number 6, study the past to navigate the future. Study the past to navigate the future. I did an episode titled Black to the Future, right? And what it was based on is like my book, A New Black Wall Street. It was based on Black Wall Street. How did we make money in the past, become self-sufficient business owners, producers, not consumers? How did we do that in the past, and how can we recreate that? So the past has a lot of answers for the future. They say there's nothing new under the sun. That's what the Bible says. There's nothing new under the sun. So take what we've learned in the past history, your past history, or talking to somebody else, and then understand that studying the past can help you navigate the future. Number 7, and we're talking about the 14 laws of prosperity. Message to the Black entrepreneur. Start paying close attention to the information that you're absorbing. I say this on the podcast all the time, family. Garbage in means garbage out. If you're putting garbage in your head every day, that means you're going to regurgitate garbage. So you want to tap in to different things. So if you like Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, you like this content that you're getting, tap into the podcast. Tap into the ecosystem. If you find other sources of information that you find help you level up your business, tap into those and start getting rid of all the garbage. Trust me, I know we all got to have fun. I know we all are interested in having fun, looking at funny stuff because we got to decompress. I watch ridiculousness because it's on like 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I watch stuff like that. I'll amuse myself online, but that's just a distraction. But what I do all the time is I take in good content and good information. So in order to be a teacher, you got to be a good student. So in order for me to share my experiences and help the BEB family level up, I got to still be out there learning things. And so I take in and I absorb tons of information a day. And what I try to do here on Black Entrepreneur Blueprint is I try to curate the best stuff. So you don't have to go through listening to all that garbage or getting the content in that really isn't going to level you up. So once again, law number 7, start paying close attention to the information you're absorbing. Law number 8, man, if y'all don't listen to nothing else, listen to this. Law number 8, build your platform. Build your own platform. Let me grab some water real quick. All right. When I talk about building platforms, Black Entrepreneur Blueprint is a platform. I built it over 6+ years, 330+ episodes. So I have the BEB family that tunes in, right? So that's my platform. And so if I want to monetize a platform, it could be a podcast, it could be a YouTube channel, it could be a blog, it could be whatever. You got to build a platform because if you're selling stuff, you got to have something to sell to or somebody to sell to. So here's the big mistake most people make when they start a business. First thing they do is they focus on their product and or service. And I get that. That is true. You do that. Once you identify that product and or service that you're selling, now you want to build a platform to connect with your prospective customers. And let me give you an example here. So say, for example, I'm selling pet products, right? If I built a YouTube channel and a blog about pet products, what type of things could I sell on that YouTube channel or blog? And this is straight off the top of my head. So I could sell food, right? I could sell medications. I could sell pet clothing. I can sell training videos. I can sell whatever because I have people coming to my blog and my YouTube channel. And so the people that are coming there are prospective customers. Now, you're not going to make money off your platform right away. But remember, it's a long game, and we're talking about building generational wealth. So build your platform. And an easy way to do that, you can start a newsletter. So I just started a new newsletter, which I'm testing out, and I'll test it out and see what happens. It's called Philly Sports Roundup. And what it is it's all the Philadelphia sports news for the day. It's a daily news email newsletter. Now, I use the software. I'm not sitting there grabbing in stories. I use the software that puts everything in my back office, and then it spits out the newsletters every day. So, the Eagles, the Flyers, Sixers, and the Phillies, and any local college sports, that's what the Philly Sports Roundup is about. What topic do you have an interest in? Are you in the travel space? You can create a travel newsletter, get people to subscribe to that newsletter, then start selling travel vacations or packages. And so that's what I talk about, building a platform. And I go way more in depth in that actually in the book. So make sure you go to bebmessage.com and check out that pre-order to get your discount. Number 9, start building assets for the long term. And this is law number 9 of prosperity. Start building assets for the long term. Create a wealth accumulation plan. And so it doesn't matter where you are right now. You're at point A and you want to get to point B. So I don't care what your point A is right now. I don't care if you're living under a bridge right now. That's your point A. Or you could be living in the Hollywood Hills. That's your point A. But you need to move from point A to point B, whatever that is. And so you need to start creating and building assets for the long term. So the assets could be in the form of stocks, bonds, real estates, intellectual property, things of that nature. And so when I'm building my ecosystem, so when I started the podcast, I wasn't even thinking about writing a book, A New Black Wall Street. I wasn't thinking about creating the Black Entrepreneur Blueprint Academy. I wasn't thinking about creating Be Smart, Buy Black, or HireBlackFreelancers.com. I wasn't thinking about all my other online courses and stuff like that. But what happens is I'm building assets. So all the things that I just talked about, my book, I make money. I created that asset and I make money off of that continuously. As people buy the book, people buy my online courses. I create it one time and I make money off of that. And that's an asset. That's intellectual property. So remember, your assets don't have to pay off immediately. You continue to build them up. And then after a while, you're going to have income streams coming from all types of places. Okay. It could be coming from your book. It could be coming from your YouTube channel. It could be coming from your podcast, whatever. So you always want to start building assets. And that's number 9. And today, family, we're talking about message to the Black entrepreneur, 14 laws of prosperity. Number 10, understand and put into play the freedom equation. Understand and put into play the freedom equation. I did an episode titled The Freedom Equation. And here's what the freedom equation is. Cash flow plus passive income equals freedom. Cash flow, getting cash in on a regular basis, be it daily, every other day, weekly, and passive income, meaning income that you don't have to directly trade dollars for or hours for dollars, equals freedom. And so if you have an online course and you're selling $10,000 worth of that online course, that digital course a month, that means that you can basically live anywhere you want. All you're doing is continuing to market that product or service. And now you have freedom. And the beauty of freedom is, family, it allows you to do what God assigned you to do. Whatever your assignment is in life, if you have that freedom equation, cash flow plus passive income, you're going to live a beautiful life. You will, trust me, it took me a while to get here, but I'm at the point now, and I had to learn the hard way by failing a lot. But I kept plugging away and being able to create that freedom equation and those multiple streams of income. Those are the things that you need to start looking at. So understand the freedom equation, cash flow plus passive income. I use my oldest daughter as an example. So her true talent is she's a writer. She's a storyteller. And I know she really wants to write screenplays, stories, and books of that nature. But you got to pay the bills, right? So I'm telling her, I said, the way that you have time to be able to create like that is you have to have cash flow plus passive income. Create that freedom equation where you have money coming in from multiple income streams. And now you can sit and write 8 days a week as opposed to working for somebody else. 8 days a week, 8 hours a day for 5 days a week. Now that time can be your own. All right. So understand and put into play the freedom equation. Law number 11. Learn how to pinpoint and monetize your genius. All right. And I got to take some water before I get on to this one. That's my other book that's coming out. They're probably going to drop kind of simultaneously. Let me first tell you what your genius is. Your genius is the intersection between your passion and your talent. The problem is most people don't know how to monetize that. So if you go to bebacademy.com, I have a course titled Pinpoint and Monetize Your Genius inside the Academy, and you can get 5 days free. Go check it out, bebacademy.com. But your genius, once again, is the intersection between your passion and your talent. And if I ask every one of you that are listening or watching to this right now, would you rather make money from your genius or do what you're currently doing? 99.9% of you would say, I want to make money from my genius. So what are you passionate about? What do you have talents in? And how do you combine those two to make a living? So you always want to learn how to pinpoint and monetize your genius. All right. That's number 11. Number 12, mentor and teach others how to build wealth. Mentor and teach others how to build wealth. So there's an old wives' tale about crabs in the barrel. That's how, quote unquote, black folks are, right? You know, we want to come up, but we don't want to help anybody else to come up. That's not true. But what we do have to be cognizant of is if you've made it to a certain level and there's people behind you that want your help and are committed to following instruction, then reach back and help them, mentor them. And it all starts, number one, if you're a parent, with you first of all, but if you're a parent, it starts with your children, right? You want to teach your children to live a better life than you, right? So you want to mentor and teach them how to build wealth. It starts in the home, then it starts in the community, and then you take it out worldwide. All right, so mentor and teach others how to build wealth. So if you have some modicum of success, then you need to make sure that you're able to teach that to somebody behind you. All right. Number 13, organize as a people. Man, we got to do this. And this kind of touches on mentor and teaching others. We need to start aggregating our monies and our resources to level up the black community, worldwide black community. So it's all about me. No, it's about us. It's a collective. And when we start acting and working as a collective, like most other ethnicities, then we'll be able to get out from the bottom of the socioeconomic ladder. So you see, in the Asian communities, they work together. They buy from each other. They're not going to, you could have a black Chinese restaurant on one corner and a real Chinese restaurant on the other corner. And I'm telling you, black folks would go to the real Chinese restaurant. Now, if you had that same thing in a Chinese neighborhood, that black Chinese restaurant would be out of business because all the Chinese folks are going to go to their own people. And that's what we need to start doing, going to our own people. So we need to organize as a people. You know, we talk about politics, we talk about media and all that stuff. We need to create political action committees, and we also need to start aggregating our dollars to force these businesses to listen to us. And I say this all the time too, family. Why are you giving your money to companies that don't give a damn about you? So it's almost like, I know I use Gucci all the time when they had that crazy sweater with looked like the watermelon lips or whatever. Popeyes, the chicken sandwich, all this nonsense. So it's almost like you're going into a store with your hard-earned money and you're paying for these products or services. The person behind the counter spits in your face, then slaps you, and you say to them, "Thank you very much. Have a great day. I'll be back next week to give you more of my money." That's the dumbest thing I ever heard of in my life. We should never patronize businesses or industries that don't respect us. All right. So once again, organize as a people. And 14, we must build and support black-owned businesses. It goes without saying. So when I have a corner store and all my people come to that corner store in the neighborhood, that means that I'm making money. And man, I'm making money now. I need to expand. I need to hire people. Who do I hire? I hire people in the neighborhood. Stores continuing to grow. Guess what? I'm going to open the second store. I got to hire a manager. I got to hire more people. And the reason that happens is because we're out there supporting black owned businesses. So if you're talking about the economic disparity in wealth, the wealth gap, that's due to a lot because we don't have the hiring potential that other ethnicities do. And the reason is we don't start as many businesses. So we need to be able to start businesses so we can hire the people we want to hire. Okay? Instead of going and begging somebody at a large company to hire you. You're giving them the opportunity to validate if you're good enough to get this paycheck. All right? Change that mindset. We got to start building and supporting our own black-owned businesses. Now, I'm about to close this down in a couple of minutes. I just want to share a couple of things, give you guys my social media contact information and my resource links. Then I'll close it down the last quarter of the show. I mentioned at the top of the show, my new book is out, A New Black Wall Street, Circulating the Black Dollar Worldwide by Building Successful E-Commerce Businesses. It's actually over my shoulder right here, if you can see it in the bookshelf. All right. So if you want to build a successful, sustainable e-commerce business, anewblackwallstreet.com, $14.95 for the print version, $9.95 for the digital version. If you need additional assistance building your successful, sustainable e-commerce business, my new flagship program, Brand Builder Academy Elite, BBAelite.com, is out, a 14-week intensive program that takes you from starting your own physical or digital product brand to selling your physical or digital product brand. It takes you all through the inception, setting up your business, the whole nine. Pound for pound, it's my best individual course. So go to BBAelite.com. Use the promo code BBAElite100, save $100 off. It's only $97. Also, I mentioned Be Smart, Buy Black at the top of the show. If you're a black product producer that wants to sell your products to black consumers worldwide, upload your product information to BeSmartBuyBlack.com. It is free. Connect with black consumers worldwide and sell your products. That's circulating that black dollar. I've also created a site for freelancers. So if you do anything on Fiverr or freelancer.com, go to hireblackfreelancers.com, HIRE, blackfreelancers.com. Upload your content. Once again, it is free. So if you want to connect with black consumers and black businesses that want to hire black freelancers, that's the site for you. Also, check out my audio course, The Blueprint. I partnered up with Himalaya Learning, so you can go to himalaya.com/blueprint, use the coupon code Blueprint, and you can get free audio courses, lessons for 14 days by using that code Blueprint. So if you like Tim Ferriss, Seth Godin, myself, and other course creators, check it out, himalaya.com/blueprint. Use the coupon code Blueprint for a 14-day free trial. Also, I mentioned at the top, BEBacademy.com. You get 5 days free access, and you have access to everything in the academy, BEBacademy.com. Now, I know that was a mouthful, so you can go to BEBconnect.com. All the information will be there. Real quick, my social media contact information, jjones at blackentrepreneurblueprint.com. That's the email. Anything long, hit me there. Facebook, Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. Twitter, JJones001. Instagram, JJones4Real. That's JAYJONES, the number 4, REAL. YouTube, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. What you're watching right now is on my YouTube channel. Go to YouTube, type in Black Entrepreneur Blueprint, hit the like and subscribe button, please. We're trying to make this video go viral because it's giving you guys the 14 laws of prosperity. Now, also, if you want to connect with me, LinkedIn, just go check out J Jones Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. And also, if you are on Clubhouse, the new audio platform, social media platform, I'm at I am J Jones. At I am J Jones. Connect with me on Clubhouse. All right. So all of that information I just read to you, family, is on BEBconnect.com. Page on my website. Just go to BEBconnect.com. All of those links and social media links and resource links are there. So let's get ready to close this out real quick. Once again, this is the last show of 2020. We're looking forward to a prosperous 2021. And the only way to do that, family, is continue to elevate your entrepreneur IQ. That's what Black Entrepreneur Blueprint is about, family. It's about building an economic power base in the Black community. If you like this little tidbit of what you heard today, please share the video with all of your social media network. We're trying to get these shares out there, and we're trying to get this content out there. And as I always say, we're trying to get this good word out there. Once again, if we don't work together, then we're not going to be successful in elevating us from the bottom rungs of the economic or socio-economic ladder. Also, bebmessage.com. Pre-order my new book, bebmessage.com. You get a whole bunch of promos. Once again, Message to the Black Entrepreneur is the title of the book, The 14 Laws of Prosperity. So I go way in depth in this book, and it'll be out in the first week in February. I break it down, and I'm also, for the promo, going to give you a workbook / journal to help you level up your business. Normally that would be $39.95, but do the pre-orders only $19.95, and that'll be out in the first week in February. Message to the Black Entrepreneur, the 14 Laws of Prosperity. And I'm going to go deep into those laws, but not just talk about those, but give you actionable steps to take you from point A to point B. And I think that's one of the ways that Black Entrepreneur Blueprint has separated itself from a lot of the other podcasts and YouTube channels out there. I just don't talk about things. I try to give you know-how. And so the difference is between knowledge and know-how is know-how comes from doing. And I'm going to close with something I use on the podcast all the time. So everybody said knowledge is power, but that's not true. I'm all about know-how. And so you can gain knowledge from anywhere. So if somebody sat you down in front of a video and showed you how to fly an F-15 fighter jet, then you went into started reading books about it, and now somebody put you in the cockpit of an F-15, would you be able to fly the plane? No. The reason is because you don't know how to fly it. The know-how comes from doing. So if you're a prospective entrepreneur, you're never going to learn to be an entrepreneur unless you try, unless you do something. And so once again, the power is in know-how, not knowledge. We can get knowledge from anywhere: TV, radio, video, reading books. But until you apply that knowledge and you learn the know-how, do you know how to start a business? It don't matter what you read. You can read every book back in here in one of my cabinets here, and you're still not going to know how to start a business. You'll have knowledge of it, but the know-how comes from doing. So I want to leave you with that. Take action. Move from employee to entrepreneur, or if you're currently an entrepreneur, level up your business. Plug into the podcast. Trust me, plug into the podcast. 330 plus episodes. If you like what you're hearing, the podcast is on iTunes, TuneIn, Stitcher, Google Play, all your major podcast platforms. That's the epicenter of the Black Entrepreneur Blueprint ecosystem. Plug into the podcast, subscribe to that, subscribe to the YouTube channel. All the podcasts also come out on YouTube, and I have additional content on YouTube that is not on the podcast. So plug on in the Black Entrepreneur Blueprint. We here. God willing, we're going to keep rocking. 6 years, the #1 downloaded Black Entrepreneur podcast in the world. Rocking 6 years plus, 330 plus episodes. And God willing, we not going to stop. I say this each and every week before we close out, family. I couldn't do this without the BEB family. Please continue to spread the word about the podcast. Please make this video go viral. Make it go viral. Just share it with your friends, because it's a lot of content and I want them to plug into the podcast. Because once again, it ain't about me. It ain't about you. It's about us. It's about building an economic power base in the Black community. And the best way to do that is to build our own wealth by building our own businesses and supporting our own businesses. So please continue to spread the word, and I'll see you guys on the next episode. Love you. Peace.